So my approach to the guitar to try to extract some rhythmic information out of it is largely derived in sort of osmotic transference from the great Michael Hedges and also Leo Kottke, who both did so much to sort of put the guitar into a space where it could really drive a rhythm section and be the rhythm section by itself. And so I've borrowed heavily from their approaches, and again, without studying their music formally, but just as somebody who loves it and put their records under my pillow and prayed. But Hedges, Michael Hedges, for sure, when I saw him sound check when I was in college, I didn't know who he was. And I went to the concert because the school that I was going to had hosted him. And he got on stage and absolutely changed the way I saw the guitar forever in about 2 minutes. I was just absolutely gobsmacked. And what really spoke to me was that he was treating the whole instrument as though it was a drum, and his composition was based on really using the guitar as the vehicle of composition. He was just a great composer who happened to play the guitar. And so that unlimited thinking that he brought to it in terms of how he approached the instrument to extract different rhythmic tonalities is something that players like Antoine Dufour and many others have, and Andy McKee, have taken and really run with. I have as well, in my own way, tried to incorporate that into, how I support my tunes. So, just looking at the top as though there's a kick drum here. There's other ways that you can extract different tones and different hits. I use my little finger as sort of a snare drum a lot when I come down with my palm. There's an added little snare that happens after that. But a couple of grooves. So using my palm there, I'm able to keep the 4-time kick drum thing going. And that's something that I've used a lot in a lot of my songs. So the reason I do it is because I want to move the room. I also want to use it so that I have a dynamic peak that I can draw from. So if it's so that's an example of using a kick drum feel and also getting that little snare drum with my little finger on there, but also using notes that are held out at the end of a phrase in order to connect the phrase together, keep the whole momentum going within a moving sort of 8-bar structure. So I do a lot of that, and that comes up throughout, and I think that's all derived from Michael Hedges for sure. So using the guitar there as a it's sort of the band, and it's really a fun way to create a lot more energy. So throughout the songwriting that I've done, I've tried to change that up as well. But I still come back to that basic palm muting and also using different sort of finger techniques in terms of strumming techniques, and also different notes that are held out and held open. For the song Breathe, I'm using palm muting on the main groove, but I also use the snare, little finger, and I move from different time signatures. So going from 11/8 in the intro into 4/4 is just a really fun thing to get to do. So to give an example of that, if I'm in 11, and then to 4. So within that, in my right hand, there's a lot going on. And through this course and courses to follow, I'll dig much more deeply into that. But these rhythmic structures have brought on all these different songs for me. And the guitar just seems to have an endless ocean of them within it. So it's fun to keep going back to.